تنسى الاشتراك وتفعيل جرس الإشعارات لتتوصل بجديدنا دائما.
Once upon a time, Mummy Pig and her 3 little pigs lived in a house in the woods. Mummy Pig did not have enough money to look after the 3 little pigs.
Bye!
Mummy Pig told the 3 little pigs that they would have to leave her and make their own fortune. The next day, the 3 little pigs left and went into the woods. They did not see a big bad wolf watching them from behind a tree. The wolf was hungry and wanted to eat the 3 little pigs. The 3 little pigs met a man with some straw. The first little pig asked the man if he could have some straw to build his house with. The man said he could and gave him some straw. The first little pig made a house from the straw. He was very happy with his straw house. The other 2 little pigs waved goodbye and carried on through the woods. The first little pig went into his straw house. A little ahead, the 2 little pigs met a man carrying sticks. The second little pig asked the man if he could have some sticks to build his house with. The man said he could and gave him some sticks.
Hello. 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 Hello.
The second little pig made a house from the sticks. He was very happy with his house made from sticks. The third little pig waved goodbye and carried on through the woods. The second little pig went into his house made from sticks.
Bye.
The third little pig met a man pushing a wheelbarrow filled with bricks. He asked the man if he could have some bricks to build his house with. The man said he could and gave him some bricks. The third little pig worked very hard and made his house from bricks. He was very happy with his house made from bricks. He wanted his house to be stronger than the other 2. The big bad wolf went to the first little pig's house. He looked in the window and saw the first little pig. The wolf knocked on the door. The wolf asked if he could come in, but the first little pig would not let the wolf come inside. The big bad wolf huffed and puffed. He blew the house made from straw away. The first little pig ran to the second little pig's house. The big bad wolf went to the second little pig's stick house. He looked inside and saw the 2 little pigs. He knocked on the door and asked if he could come in. The 2 little pigs would not let him come inside. The big bad wolf huffed and puffed. He blew the house made from sticks away. The 2 little pigs ran to the third little pig's house. The big bad wolf went to the third little pig's house. He looked in the window and knocked on the door. The three little pigs were all in the house together. The big bad wolf asked if he could come in, but the three little pigs would not let him come inside. The big bad wolf huffed and puffed, but he could not blow the house made from bricks away. The brick house was too strong for the wolf. The big bad wolf carried a ladder to the house. He was going to climb down the chimney and into the house that way. The big bad wolf climbed up the ladder and onto the roof. He was very happy that he would eat the three pigs today. The big bad wolf jumped down the chimney. He landed in a pot of boiling water. The three little pigs had put the pot on the fire underneath the chimney. The big bad wolf was burnt badly. He jumped out of the pot and ran out of the house. The three little pigs were very happy. They did not have to fear the wolf anymore. They lived happily ever after.
السلام عليكم. لا تنسوا الإعجاب بالفيديو والاشتراك في القناة تشجيعا لنا لنستمر بنشر المزيد إن شاء الله.
لا تنسى الاشتراك وتفعيل جرس الإشعارات لتتوصل بجديدنا دائما.
Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, next to a big forest, lived a little girl with her mum and dad. Each time the little girl went into the forest, she wore a red hood. Everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood. One day, her mum had baked a cake. The cake was a present for Red Riding Hood's grandmother. Grandmother lived on the other side of the forest. Red Riding Hood's mum asked her to take the cake to Grandma. Mum told Red Riding Hood to keep on the pathway and not stop anywhere. She told her not to talk to strangers. Mum and Red Riding Hood waved goodbye to each other. Little Red Riding Hood went into the forest. She had a basket on her arm with the cake inside. A big bad wolf was watching her. He was very hungry. Little Red Riding Hood did not see him. He came beside Red Riding Hood. The wolf tried to sound friendly. He asked Red Riding Hood where she was going. She told him she was going to see her grandmother on the other side of the forest. The big bad wolf told Red Riding Hood that she should pick. He came beside Red Riding Hood. The wolf tried to sound friendly. He asked Red Riding Hood where she was going. She told him she was going to see her grandmother on the other side of the forest. The big bad wolf told Red Riding Hood that she should pick some flowers for Grandma. As Red Riding Hood was picking the flowers, the wolf ran off. He wanted to get to Grandmother's house before Red Riding Hood. The big bad wolf arrived at Grandmother's house. He knocked on the door. Grandmother asked who it was. The wolf changed his voice and said it was Red Riding Hood. Grandmother said the door was open. The big bad wolf let himself in. Grandmother saw him and began to scream. Before she could do anything, the big bad wolf swallowed Grandmother up. The big bad wolf was not satisfied. He wanted to eat Red Riding Hood as well. The big bad wolf dressed himself in Grandmother's clothes. He climbed into her bed. He waited for Red Riding Hood to arrive. Red Riding Hood came to Grandmother's house. She knocked on the door and asked if she could come in. The big bad wolf changed his voice. He sounded like her grandmother. He told her to come in. Red Riding Hood said what a deep voice her grandmother had. The wolf said it was better to greet her with. Red Riding Hood moved closer to her grandmother. She said what big eyes she had. The wolf said they were better to see her with. Red Riding Hood said, "What big ears Grandmother had." The wolf said they were better to hear her with. The wolf told her to move closer. Red Riding Hood said, "What big teeth she had." The wolf told her they were better to eat her with. The wolf jumped out of the bed. Red Riding Hood screamed.
Boo! Boo!
Red Riding Hood ran from the house. The big bad wolf chased her. She saw a woodcutter. Red Riding Hood told him that the wolf had eaten her grandmother. The brave woodcutter picked the big bad wolf up. He shook him and the grandmother came out. She was shaken but safe and okay.
Hooray! Hooray!
The woodcutter,
Yes!
grandmother and Red Riding Hood all watched the wolf run away. They were happy
Yes!
now. The big bad wolf had gone. Red Riding Hood and her grandmother thanked the woodcutter. Little Red Riding Hood told her grandmother and the woodcutter that she had learnt a lesson. She would always follow her mother's instructions and never talk to strangers again. Red Riding Hood, Red Riding Hood.
السلام عليكم. لا تنسوا الإعجاب بالفيديو والاشتراك في القناة تشجيعا لنا لنستمر بنشر المزيد إن شاء الله.
لا تنسى الاشتراك وتفعيل جرس الإشعارات لتتوصل بجديدنا دائما.
The Hare and the Tortoise. Once upon a time, a tortoise was walking on the road. A hare saw him and started laughing loudly. "Ha ha ha, look at you! You are so slow!" The tortoise got angry and challenged the hare to a race. The hare immediately agreed, saying, "Why not? I'm faster than you. I can beat you anytime." On the day of the race, the hare and the tortoise arrived at the starting line. The tiger waved the flag to signal the beginning of the race. The hare ran very fast, while the tortoise slowly followed behind. The hare was quite ahead of the tortoise in no time at all. He saw that the tortoise was walking slowly far behind him. The hare was so sure about winning the race that he decided to take a little nap under the tree. While the hare was dreaming, the tortoise continued walking slowly and went ahead of the hare. The hare woke up from his nap and saw the tortoise reaching the finish line. He started running, but it was too late. He couldn't reach there before the tortoise. The tortoise won the race. The hare started crying because he had lost the race to the slow tortoise. Moral of the story? Slow and steady wins the race.
السلام عليكم. لا تنسوا الإعجاب بالفيديو والاشتراك في القناة تشجيعا لنا لنستمر بنشر المزيد إن شاء الله.
The Ant and the Grasshopper. One summer's day, a lazy grasshopper was chirping, singing, and enjoying the sun. The grasshopper saw an ant working very hard to gather food. The grasshopper called out to the ant,
"Stop your silly work and have fun with me."
"No," replied the ant. "I am gathering food for winter. I suggest you do the same." But the grasshopper simply ignored the ant. The grasshopper spent the rest of the sunny days having fun. When winter finally began, the grasshopper couldn't find anything to eat. He searched for food everywhere, but everything was buried under the snow. He remembered the hard-working ant. He went to her house and cried,
"I am hungry. I cannot find anything to eat."
The ant felt pity on him. The ant called the grasshopper inside and gave him food. The grasshopper ate happily and promised the ant that he would never sit idle in the days before winter. Moral of the story? Be responsible and prepare for days of necessity.
لا تنسى الاشتراك وتفعيل جرس الإشعارات لتتوصل بجديدنا دائما.
Once upon a time, on a farm next to a pond, Mother Duck was sitting on her nest on her eggs. It was a summer's day. Slowly, one by one, her eggs all cracked open. The ducklings all said, "Quack, quack," but one egg did not hatch. Grandfather Duck heard all the quacking and went to see Mother Duck. Mother Duck told him about the egg that had not hatched. Grandfather Duck thought the egg looked like a turkey's egg because it was so big. After a few days of waiting, the big egg hatched. Mother Duck could see that the duckling was not the same as the others. It was bigger, white and ugly. Mother Duck was sure that the duckling would change and become like the others.
No!
Mother Duck and the ducklings went swimming in the pond. The ugly duckling could swim much better than the others could. Mother Duck was very happy about this. After their swim, Mother Duck took the ducklings to the farmyard to play. The farm animals saw the ugly duckling and were very mean to him. They told him he looked ugly and that he did not look like the other ducklings. The ugly duckling became very sad. Mother Duck was not happy with the other animals and told them to leave the ugly duckling alone. Mother Duck told them how well the ugly duckling swam and how she thought he would look like the other ducklings in a few days.
Aha!
The days went by and nobody listened to Mother Duck. The farm animals still made fun of the ugly duckling. The other ducklings were also mean to him and would not play with him. The ugly duckling felt very sad. He did not want to be at the farm anymore. One night he ran away. He went a long, long way and fell asleep in a muddy marsh. The next morning the ugly duckling woke to see some of the wild ducks looking at him. He asked them if he could stay with them. They told him that he was ugly, so he could not stay with them and had to go. The ugly duckling was very sad. Nobody was ready to be his friend because he was so ugly. It started to rain, so the ugly duckling found a place to stay dry. He took shelter under the porch of an old house. day, the house door opened, and a big dog came outside. The dog barked at the ugly duckling, and the duckling had to run away very quickly. The days went by and winter came. The ugly duckling was very cold. He lived alone in the pond and made his home in the long grass. It was a long winter. Finally spring came with sunny days. One day on the pond, the ugly duckling saw 3 beautiful white swans swimming. The ugly duckling knew that they would not want him as a friend because he was too ugly.
Wow!
The 3 swans saw the ugly duckling and swam over to him. They said, "Hello, new swan." The ugly duckling asked them why they called him a swan when he was a duck. The swans told him that he was not a duck and to look at his reflection in the water. The ugly duckling was very happy with his reflection in the water. He was not an ugly duckling anymore. He was a handsome white swan. The 3 swans were happy to be his friends, and they all swam in the pond. The 4 swans flew up in the sky. The ugly duckling was a very handsome white swan. He was very happy. The children on the ground clapped as the swans flew above them.
السلام عليكم. لا تنسوا الإعجاب بالفيديو والاشتراك في القناة تشجيعا لنا لنستمر بنشر المزيد إن شاء الله.
لا تنسى الاشتراك وتفعيل جرس الإشعارات لتتوصل بجديدنا دائما.
Baby, don't cry. Screeching, screaming, the baby cries. In a cradle on the floor, the baby lies. Mommy sings him nice lullabies, but the baby still has tears in his eyes. Hearing the cry, Daddy wakes up and opens the door. Smiling, he says, "Hey, little champ, your cry is louder than my snore." Mommy gets him a cute soft toy, hands him a teddy bear to enjoy. But the baby doesn't cease to cry, be it Daddy, be it Teddy, or a nice lullaby. Then Mommy takes a look at baby's nappy and says, "It's wee-wee, now I know how to make you happy. Let's change your nappy. Oh, don't be shy. Dry and soft, the new nappy won't make you cry." Once Mommy is done with the chore, baby smiles, sleeps, and cries no more.
السلام عليكم. لا تنسوا الإعجاب بالفيديو والاشتراك في القناة تشجيعا لنا لنستمر بنشر المزيد إن شاء الله.
لا تنسى الاشتراك وتفعيل جرس الإشعارات لتتوصل بجديدنا دائما.
Arby's Day at the Zoo. One day, Arby went to the zoo to see the animals. At the entrance, she met one guard. Upon entering, she heard a loud roar. She turned around to see 2 lions in the cage. Moving forward, she came across 3 crocodiles who were sunbathing. Not far from there were 4 elephants taking a mud bath. They were a family with Mommy, Daddy, and 2 cute baby elephants. As Arby explored more, she ran into a big cage with trees. Jumping on the trees were 5 monkeys. Arby was hungry and sat down to eat in the zoo cafeteria. Opposite to the cafeteria were 6 peacocks. A little further, she ran into a pond. Swimming in the pond were 7 ducks. But that wasn't all. On the other side of the pond were 8 turtles. Near the zoo's exit was a dense area with many trees. Perched on those trees were 9 parrots. Just before leaving the zoo, Arby saw 10 owls sitting on a single tree. She had never seen so many owls together. Amazed with the sight, she came back from the zoo and repeated the number of each animal she had seen.
السلام عليكم. لا تنسوا الإعجاب بالفيديو والاشتراك في القناة تشجيعا لنا لنستمر بنشر المزيد إن شاء الله.
Hi, how are you, my friend? Come see the story today. But don't forget to subscribe and like the video.
The story is entitled The Ant and Fox. The lazy fox who tried to fool the smart little ant.
How, Dad?
The fox agreed with the ant
On what, Dad?
they should wake up early to grow wheat.
Why, Dad?
They would eat it in the winter. In the morning the ant actively woke up and went to the fox
Why, Dad?
to grow wheat at the agreed place. But the lazy fox took to claim the disease. She left him compassionately in his condition,
It's a merciful ant.
and the next day he repeated the same thing. And the fox kept doing this every day.
Wow.
And when it was time to harvest wheat, his wonderful golden ears appeared. The fox thinks trick.
A trick for what, Dad?
To take all the wheat for him alone. He told her, "Why do we have to share this wheat between us? Isn't it better for one of us to take it all?"
And what did she say to him?
The ant told him, "How is that?" Fox responded, "We race to the trench. Which comes first from us, which takes all the wheat."
Did the ant agree, Dad?
Yes, the ant agreed. They have already started the race. The ant grabbed its tail without feeling.
Oh, it's a smart ant.
A short distance before the fox reached the end point, he stood up to catch his breath. Then the ant jumped from the top of the fox to the wheat heap, and she said to him, making fun of him,
Why did you come late, lazy?
Indeed, the ant took all the wheat for her and her children.
And what did the fox do, Dad?
The fox knew that it was necessary to strive for wheat to be its share. What do you think of the story, Lisa?
It's very beautiful, Daddy. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video, my friends. Goodbye. Welcome, my friends. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Goodbye, my friends. Hi. How are you, my friend? Come see the story today. But don't forget to subscribe and like the video.
Welcome, Lisa.
Welcome, Daddy. I want you to tell me one of your beautiful stories, Dad.
Okay, I will tell you a story, Lisa. Today's story is The False Shepherd.
Wow.
The hero of our story was a shepherd, but he was a liar. And while he was grazing sheep, he was screaming loudly and saying, "The wolf, he will eat sheep." And the villagers came to him quickly to save him from the wolf. Laughing sarcastically, I was joking with you, ha 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 ha. He reported his lie a lot. Even a wolf came to him already. So he shouted loudly, "Save me, the people of the village." But the villagers thought he was lying as usual, so they left him for the wolf.
Wow, oh my God.
And the wolf ate the sheep. The shepherd knew that lying was the reason he regretted too much. But it was too late.
Yes, Dad, and this is the result of lying.
What do you think of the story, Lisa?
It's very beautiful, Daddy. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video, my friends. Goodbye. Welcome, my friends. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Goodbye, my friends.